I guess we didn't forget about Oliver Kylington. Hi there, it's Brett Hornby here. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. Got some more Calgary Flames recent news, and we have got our last restricted free agent signed in Oliver Kylington, as there's been that long lull after a couple months where Calgary definitely was busy during the free agent frenzy, especially looking at former Vancouver Canucks when we got Jacob Markstrom as well as Chris Tanev, who headlined the biggest signings that the Calgary Flames made, but as well as, getting Josh Levo and Louis Domingue as well. And we've also picked up some depth signings like Nikita Nesterov and as well as Dominic Simon. Those are the other players we name, and Joachim Nordstrom as well. But Calgary was also getting a lot of their internal business done with the restricted free agents, including getting Andrew Mangiapane signed. But one player that was still being remained was Oliver Kylington, and the Calgary Flames did indeed re-sign Oliver Kylington to a one-year deal. If I get the exact number here, if I look on Cap Friendly, that Oliver Kylington signed a 1 year, and it's a two-way deal, which means that it has two salaries. His cap hit is $788,000. That's what you make at the NHL level, and it would go down to $70,000 if he is sent to the American Hockey League. So the Calgary Flames have got everybody all signed to their roster. So if you look at Cap Friendly right now, apparently it still says the roster size that we still need one more player, but the interesting part is that the Calgary Flames only have $223,000 in cap space, and if you look at the Cap Friendly, we have 13 forwards listed, but we got 7 defensemen listed, obviously with the captain and Mark Giordano, and then Noah Hanifin, Rasmus Andersson, Chris Tanev, and you got to remember, Juuso Välimäki, he will be coming back as he is coming back from his injury and coming back from playing in Finland. And I understand he's playing well, so you could almost say that was a big almost signing there as well, because Juuso Välimäki, we were without him all last season. The only bright spot with him being injured all of last season, not playing last season, is you don't have to worry about using a spot to protect him when it comes to the Seattle Kraken expansion draft. Then you got Oliver Kylington and Nikita Nesterov. So those are the 7 defensemen. I mean, let's say when it comes to Oliver Kylington, I mean, he was drafted 60th overall back in 2015, and some were thinking it was a steal to get him that low, as some pundits and mock drafts had him as high as possibly late in the first round. And I'm going to say he's been bouncing in a variety. He's a nice depth defenseman for sure, and but I also think at the same time, given how deep Calgary is in defense, it's hard to say if how much playing time he's actually going to get with the Calgary Flames, because overall in his NHL career, if you look at his career so far, he has played 87 games in the NHL. He has 5 goals, 10 assists for 13 points, but he has actually not played in the Stanley Cup playoffs, as he did not play during the return to play plan or as the series or in 2019 when the Calgary Flames played the Colorado Avalanche. I mean, last season he did play 48 games with the Flames, scoring 2 goals and 5 assists for 7 points. And then the season before in 18-19, he did play 38 games, scoring 3 goals, 5 assists for 8 points. So that encompasses all the offense right there. And then he played 1 game in the 2015-16 season. That is all of his NHL career. I mean, sometimes defensemen take longer to develop, but it's still worth keeping Oliver Kylington around as well. As for, obviously, still some young depth. I know that at this stage of his career, he's likely going to still be, a platoon with maybe Nikita Nesterov as well, being the 6'7" defenseman. As well as, we still got Alexander Yellowson as well knocking on the door. Because, I mean, the top four is obviously going to be Mark Giordano and now Chris Tanev, because we lost TJ Brody to free agency when it comes to the Toronto Maple Leafs. And, the middle pair could be like Rasmus Andersson and Yusuf Valimaki as well with Noah Hanifin. However, there has been some rumors that maybe the Calgary Flames could potentially... There's been two rumors that's been going around when it comes to defensemen, is that could the Calgary Flames possibly make a play and put Noah Hanifin in the play? There's been all these rumors about him possibly going to the Boston Bruins. I mean, he's actually from the area, so it'd be come close to home. That's been, there's been this rumor. I'm not going to make a full in-depth video on it. It's just been on and off. But then there's also some rumors that maybe the Calgary Flames could still make a play and bring Travis Hamonic back on a cheaper deal. And it also sounds like that the Vancouver Canucks are in on Travis Hamonic. I guess that's some revenge for Calgary signing all the free agents. I'm obviously most thrilled that we got Jacob Markstrom, but I still think Calgary is still set in defense right now, and the roster looks almost all in place. And now that it sounds like we're getting closer to having hockey come back in the middle of January, that we have an idea who the Calgary Flames are going to go to war with. But I'll just say, going back to the beginning, what do you think of the Oliver Kylington signing? It's all I expected. It was going to be, just over league minimum, given where he is. He's in and out of the lineup. I mean, he is a bottom pair defenseman, I'd say, at this stage, and not bad for someone that we got late in the second round. When you look at it, and he's still a very young defenseman. He is still likely going to be, if I made a too early to predict who the Calgary Flames are going to expose in the expansion draft for the Seattle Kraken, I am likely going to say Kylington is likely going to be exposed. Could even possibly be a desirable commodity for the Kraken, but it's just a one-year deal. He's going to be a restricted free agent again next season. He's only played over 80-plus games in the NHL, but it's nice that really there isn't that much more business that the Calgary Flames need to do. It's just figuring out how to make the cap work, get a full 23-man roster. And, I still think if any major trades that the Calgary Flames made, I know it's quieted down big time now with the forwards, that about, Sean Monahan and Johnny Gaudreau, but it's just that Noah Hanifin, the rumor still hasn't quite fully gone away, but you never know. But I think if any major moves would have been made, I think it would have been made by now, but now that there's closer to a season coming, that you're going to probably see a lot more transactions coming away. So I just say, what do you think of signing? So as I say, if you want to follow along with this Calgary sports fan's journey, home of the Flames, Hitmen, Roughnecks, and Stampeders, I mostly do talk Calgary sports on my YouTube channel. I also do have personal vlogs, attempt to comedy, and I also do share my experience on the road at a sporting event. So if that all sounds like it'd be interesting to watch, do follow along with this Calgary sports fan's journey. What you do, just make sure to subscribe. I also have my other social media links down in the description below for other ways you can follow me. And so, to say, it's finally got Oliver Kylington signed to a contract. And I say, go Flames go, and I'll see you in the next video.